All right, everyone. We are recording our show today. So as you can see, we will be on mute. We'll be off camera to minimize distractions, but maximize our bandwidth that everybody will be using for their internets. And we'll have Q&A at the end, but if something comes up and you need to ask a question on a particular slide, I don't mind that at all. So please feel free to do that. And as I said before, we will be recording this, and so everybody will get a copy of the recording. In that email that you will get, there's also a survey. So if you want to share your thoughts or any other topics you might like in the future, we would love to find out what can we do to build out our programming on what you want. All right. So again, welcome to Handshake. We're going to talk about optimizing your profile and some tips and tricks on what to do to how to use Handshake to the best of its ability. Just a few housekeeping rules. If you need to get up and leave as at this live event for whatever reason, please feel free to do so. Sometimes if you're at work still, you're called away. If you need a bio break or you need to get a drink of water or something, that's perfectly fine. Like I said, we will be sending out a recording to everyone in the near future. We have other events that are posted on Handshake. They're also posted on our website. And if you want to find out more about, get a quick question answered, you can call our number that's there on the middle part, and somebody will call you back either that day, business day, or the next business day. So today's agenda, we'll get a little closer to Handshake. What is it used for? What are some numbers that we can collect on the success of Handshake? We'll talk about some features and benefits. The whole point of this presentation is to help you optimize your profile so it can be used to the best of its ability and to be able to navigate a job search or internship search, things of that sort. And then I will do my best to address any specific questions you may have today. So, who is Handshake for? Well, Handshake is for you, the student, and the those who are alum. If you graduated and you're joining us today, then Handshake is for you. Handshake is also for employers. So going back to the students, just think about today, there are over 20 million students and alumni on Handshake today. And there are over 1 million companies that are on Handshake, and that number is gonna rise and fall. It's gonna change a little bit. But for sure, the 90% of our top ranked institutions in the US are using Handshake. Now, also keep in mind, in this day of AI, or they call the AI economy, a lot of our job searching will have that AI component behind it. If that's going to be the applicant tracking system, if that's going to be how you can use Chat GPT to optimize your profile. All of that is becoming more and more clear today with the way we're doing the job search. Those of like myself at a career center, we really want to be able to use Handshake and have you dive right in so you're empowered for that success to go from college to career. It is a college to career platform, and it's built on more and growing schools and institutions. Now, it's not 100%. It's not a magic bullet or secret sauce, but it is a really good platform for our students to use because the recruiters and the employers know you're a student. They know you're job seeking or you're looking for internships, and you may not have 100% of the hard skills that perhaps you would need to have if you're on LinkedIn or Indeed. So there's a lot more of some soft edges, if you will, with using Handshake. But again, it's not 100% or foolproof. That's why we want to have these programs to help you optimize your profile to make the best chances possible. Now, they are introducing something new called AI Labs, and this is really for Handshake to be able to access that largest, those large language models that's behind AI so that it can learn and it can be validated on those frontier AI platforms and models that are being taught by recruiters and taught by you as you're doing a search. Now, if we look at this on personalizing, this ability for these suggestions, this is an opportunity for you to really explore employers, those top jobs based on keywords, based on your interests, so that you can find those opportunities with your profile being the main engine, and allow you to go where the jobs are, where the careers are. Now, obviously, if you're searching by location, that's going to be a big filter to help you find what's available in your area. If you're searching for remote jobs, that's also a filter that you can click on for them to show you what remote jobs that might be out there. Now, there's also some great advice. There's also some great blogs that the team at Handshake and the employers there are helping to post advice, videos, articles from people who have been out there, the professionals and the students who come back to say, this is how I got a job on Handshake. This is how I got an internship on Handshake. These are the changes I made to my profile, and it made a really big difference. Here's one example from a student from the University of San Francisco. Now, as you know, those of you obviously who are here, I hope that you had found us and had to register through Handshake, but that's where we will also advertise a lot of our live events and also employer events. So the employers who are on Handshake also will do live events, so that I can help shape, those face-to-face opportunities to get to know the recruiters, to reach out to the recruiters. And then Handshake, one advantage is also that you can use it to network. Now, if this sounds familiar, it is. If it sounds like LinkedIn, it's very familiar. They're not the same company, they're not associated, but the functionality, the behavior of the platforms are very similar. So you can network with employers, you can network with other students, either here at WGU or at different universities that are on Handshake. If you can get more information and learn from others that way, growing your network, this is another tool for you to use. Now, here is a QR code. If you do not have Handshake on your phone, I will wait a moment if you want to pull your phones out and get Handshake on your phone. This QR code, I know it's a little fuzzy, but it should still get you to download the app to your phone. Did everybody get that down? All right. And again, this is being recorded. So if you can't get it right now, you'll be able to get it on from the recording. Now, just dive in, go in to Handshake, log in, upload your resume if you haven't done that yet. That's a major component. of using those algorithms to do your search. Complete your profile. We're going to go through some of the details in just a moment. Search for companies of interest. Don't just wait for you to get a notification that's there. If you have some target companies of interest, you can search for them, and I'll show you how to do that and where to find that information. Now, when I've been saying to fully complete your profile, these are the areas you really want to be able to add to your profile and ones that you want to give some attention to. What you're looking for, keywords that will associate to that. There's an area to build your summary. That's your 30-second commercial. So you always want to be able to have something in your summary that talks about what your career aspirations are. What are your career goals and trajectories with using Handshake? What skills are you looking for? Or I'm sorry, what skills do you have that you bring? Try to avoid soft skills like communication, typing. You don't need to add those. Sometimes Handshake will automatically populate recommendations. Go in there and X those out and put in specific keywords that you want the employers to see. If you're in the School of Technology and you're getting your degree in software development, put what languages you learn: Python, C#, web development, software engineering. Put those real keywords, hard skills that are going to make a difference. Obviously, your work experience, just like your resume, you want to go back about 10 years if you can. Even though it's irrelevant, try to identify those transferable skills so you can populate those bullet points to show some relevant connection to why did you come to WGU? What are you looking for in an employer or employment? How will this past job help you with building your skill sets? So they don't have to be hard skills, they could be transferable skills. Education, of course. And again, like LinkedIn or your resume, you only want to put the education that you completed. So if you transferred from a community college, but you didn't complete that degree, then don't include it because it's not really going to be helpful. If it was an associate's degree and you think that it does show some transferable skills on Handshake, that's okay. But on your resume, you want to leave that off. You can include coursework, you include other student organizations. If you're in HR, for example, and you belong to the student level of SHRM, the Society for Human Resources Management, put it on there. If you belong to the WGU Cyber Club for cybersecurity, put it on there. If you've worked on projects to really get that hands-on ability to show some experience, add that to your Handshake. It's going to help. If you know other spoken languages, I think that just adds a well-roundedness, a sense of universality, if you will, if you have a connection to another country. It won't go on your resume per se, but it can go on your profiles like for LinkedIn and for Handshake. And you always want to have a professional profile. A professional picture, a professional looking picture. The stats show that on Handshake, I believe what I saw, if you have your picture, a nice professional looking picture, you'll get 4 times more profile views. On LinkedIn, you get, I think they saw 7 times more profile views. Now, how to search for jobs on Handshake. Here is a nice link. I don't know if this is working. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and I'm going to pull this hyperlink. First of all, let me give you the one on completing your profile. This is a really good thing for you to follow up with. And later on, you can go back, read this article, get more tips on advancing your profile. But then here is another link on doing a more specific job search and internship search using Handshake. Now let me go back here, and I want to do some live demonstrations. So give me a minute here. Let me pull over our homepage. If you didn't know this, this is our homepage for career services. If you want to find out more about Handshake, you can actually go to, where is it? Personal branding. We'll do that. You can scroll down and you can learn more about personal branding to add to your Handshake profile. And this could be very helpful, I believe. What I want to do is I want to log into Handshake. This is what we see as staff here at Handshake. Sorry, WGU. You might find this interesting. If I scroll down and go down to data analytics, and I can pull up my dashboard, I can look at student engagement and use that dashboard. I can look at employers. If I look at employers and open the dashboard, because a lot of folks will ask, how many employers are on LinkedIn and Handshake? Is it really worth my going there? We can find information just by using some of these dashboards. This has nothing to do with what we wanted to talk about, but I did want to show you we can dig deeper behind Handshake to get more information that's here. So a lot of this comes up. Sometimes it takes a little bit to get there. I don't want to waste our time on that. But what I want to do is I want to show you my profile. I can switch to student accounts. Sorry about all this. It will ask me to log in with my credentials there. And I wonder why it's not playing your profile. There we go. Okay, so this is my profile that I have here. Let's see if it will let me switch to student account. All right. I can go and when I want to do a job search, and I created a kind of a fake profile based on the School of IT. I could go here and search jobs, or I could go here and put in the filters. Like I'm in Dallas, Texas, so I want to do my filter for Dallas. I want to do, let me go to just all the filters. I want a full-time job. I want a job instead of an internship. I have my location. Right now, this is all I'm going to put in, because if I put too many filters, it may restrict the results. So now I'm going to start out a little broad, and I'm going to hit apply, and it will give me, I didn't put in a keyword, but will give me the jobs that come in the Dallas area. And then I can scroll down here, and let's say I put in a keyword, and let's say software engineer. And allow that to filter and to populate. Take a little bit of time. Uh-oh. Technology steps in a little bit. Well, this may hinder. I got a profile view, so I'm able to look at that and see what the profile view is for. Sorry about this little. Let's change gears a little bit. So up here by the little bell, you'll see the number and the red little bubble with the number. I've got 22 notifications, so I'm going to go in here and find out what's going on in this. Okay, well, I was already contacted with 25 new jobs for software development. So let me click on that. That was 6 days ago. See what will give me what I'm looking for. Then those jobs should come up. When they do, you can click on those jobs and it will give you all the details that that I would be wanting to look for. So I'm sorry about the there we go. I'm getting something. I took the filter out. Let's just use one of these as a sample. Data analyst associate. I can click on that. It's got information that was posted a month ago. I can find more information about the job, what they're looking for, what does the job offer. I can find out more about the employer. There are similar jobs that I might want to expand my net out there for. I want to apply, so if I apply externally, it will take me to the Crew website, and that's where I would apply for the job. If I want to save it, I click save, and I can go back and I can look at that later. Now, we talked about events. Here are all the events that are happening through WGU that you can register for on Handshake. Virtual career planning, demystifying internships, that's being hosted by Teach for America. All of these with the WGU logo are the ones that we host. Here's one on creating a budget and sticking to it. That's hosted by Commerce Bank. Career Quest, which is what we're in now as part of our theme. Careers in Tech, featuring insights by TechPoint. You can click on these, register for that event, and you would be able to attend that event. Now there's a new feature called People, and these are students from different schools. They're all on Handshake, from the class of 25, the class of 24. If you want to connect with them and build your network on Handshake, get to know maybe what their career advice could be, this is where you can do that on the People tab. If you're looking and want to research employers, you can do that here. These are all employers that would be using Handshake. You can follow them just like you can on LinkedIn. Find out more about them. Crew was just there, so that's a management consulting company. So let me just see what they're all about. This is their Handshake profile. I could look at all of this, find out more about them, find out the jobs they have posted. So all kinds of good things to work on for Handshake, but you always want to make sure that your profile is completed. That's just a big deal to help with that. So here is my profile again. I can go down and say looking for. If I want to change this, I just hit the little pencil, and then I can add roles, I can add keywords, I can add industries, I can add locations, and then I can save that. Here's my summary. This is my 30-second commercial. So you can see here at the end, I added some hashtags. Hashtag career coach, hashtag career advisor, hashtag resume writer, hashtag military career specialist, because I want these to be picked up by those recruiter algorithms. If and when recruiters are using Handshake to look for talent and they pick up my summary, I want them to be intrigued by my background and what my career aspirations are, that they can reach out to me and then we can begin a conversation. To go in and build my skills. If I need to edit these out, I can do that, and I can add more skills in here. The recommendation is 10 or less, but that should be fine. Your top 10 skills that you want to advertise to a recruiter, will be seen here and found. So that's why you want to have them the hard skills and not your soft skills. My work experience, I'm in Dallas. I worked at the University of Texas at Arlington. I was a coordinator of career services there. Here's my background. I worked at the Texas Workforce Commission as a career consultant. I worked at Pier 1 as a manager. I worked at a church as a volunteer coordinator. I was in the military. Here are the schools I went to with my degrees and my focus. Some key courses I went to, project I worked on, some languages I could play around with. So this is a very full, and I'd say a robust profile. This is what you want to get at as you're building out your profile. All right. So as we continue on, here are some things to keep in mind. Again, employers are using your profile for searches. They're looking for your major, your GPA. Our GPA WGU is going to be an equivalent of a 3.0. So you can put that where you would normally put the GPA that's there. You can put a 3.0 and you'll be just fine. You want to complete that profile again because the algorithm needs it. It needs to know what you're looking for, what's your background, to be able to send you those job recommendations. Use your filters, use your keywords, save the jobs you like so you can go back to them. And also remember, Handshake is your friend. And I know that some folks will come back to say, well, that's not really working for me. But when I go look at their profile, if I do a profile review for them, there are a lot of things missing. So you want to complete your profile, optimize it for your search. As a review, it's a way to meet employers. You can find your job of interest, apply to that job in just a few clicks, save those postings to come back later, create job alerts to know what's coming up down the road. You can go to those events that we have. You can find more career services skills and through those blogs. And again, you can build your network when Handshake's doing it or other platforms have virtual job fairs, you'll be able to attend and register through your Handshake account. This is kind of wordy, but I wanted to just kind of put this in here. Follow your employers. You can look for remote jobs. They may be becoming a little bit few today, but definitely a place for you to find those remote jobs. Let's give you another link in case you want to use this for tips on locating remote jobs on Handshake. So more on the job search, using the job titles, company names, as I showed how to research those company names. You can filter by location, full-time, part-time, all of the other filters that are there. I would just go and click on all filters and they all show up, and then choose the ones you want, including internships. You saw where I was contacted by different employers just a few days ago. I had somebody look at my profile just today. There's a quick apply, or sometimes they want you to apply externally. That's where you'll see that black button. I showed you where that was. That could be seen. And then when the employers or the recruiters allow you to do so, you can even direct message them. And that's something that's relatively new for Handshake. Here are some messaging tips. And again, this can be found on Handshake. You could just search Handshake for messaging employers and you'll find other tips and other blogs on how to do that and additional resources to related articles. And here, as we have here, Handshake can share what companies are, not only an employer partner, but are they also hiring? So that's a way for you to do that when you find those companies that you want to follow. Here are the companies that we're talking about. Who's hiring? Who do we see coming in and out of Handshake? Technology companies, media companies, finance, marketing, educational companies, schools, government-based companies. These are just an example. These are changing all the time. Now, I do get questions, do we collect data on who is being hired from WGU? And we don't, because that is a universal question from many different schools. The reason why it's difficult to collect that information is because it's volunteer. I'd have to say, Alex, Antoinette, when you get hired, please let me know. Well, you might remember, you might not. You might be so excited that you forget, or you're just moving on, all kinds of reasons. But maybe you get a job that's not in your degree profile, but you're working and you're building your way up to the next employment that's in your degree plan or your degree focus. So the job you get now may not be the career you're looking for. So we're not going to capture that information. There are ways that could be done. We do send out what's called a first destination survey. That's from our alumni group. And they do try to capture what employers are saying about WGU graduates, what companies would hire our employer or our students again. Sometimes we'll capture that hiring data. As I said, it's kind of a universal point that we're trying to cover that gap. Now it's your turn. I want to open up for any questions you have. I know we have a few minutes left. If you have to bounce off, that's perfectly fine. I do appreciate your time with us. Here is our contact information. But if you do have any questions that you brought with you today or questions that did pop up, please let me know. I'd be glad to help you out. I do appreciate your time, and I thank you, Don, for that. If there's anything you need from our career services, just go to careers.wgu.edu, and y'all have a great rest of your afternoon.